Hello everyone! Today you will see how you can catch sea turtles with a watermelon, erase old graffiti from the wall in 1 second, drill the ceiling without climbing a ladder, and hunt crabs in the mangroves. Are you ready? Then let's get it on. We'll answer all of your questions at once. Yes, this is a piranha. And yes, it can be a commercial fish too, because the meat of this fish, as they say, is incredibly delicious. Well, to catch a piranha, they use pieces of meat of different animals, just like this guy. No fishing rods or any other gear. You will never guess what is about to happen now. Yes, this fish looks like it came from some kind of cartoon, but no editing or animation was used here. What you see is a real aquarium fish bred by a corporation from Taiwan. They glow thanks to the genetic modification used in the breeding process. Experts added jellyfish genes to the DNA of a tiny carp. That's why it began to glow. By the way, it's funny that initially this was done in order to better study the internal organs of fish, and as a result, it turned into a large-scale business of selling decorative animals. The guy who filmed this video claims his hive was mentioned in the Guinness Book of Records as the largest one in the world. Well, there might be larger hives, but this one is clearly the most original one. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. These really are numbers and hieroglyphs made from honeycomb. Who is that? A frog? Prehistoric dragon? An underwater monitor lizard? All answers are wrong. This is actually a fish. Yes, this is called the scorpion fish, and it doesn't actually like to swim. Instead, it moves along the seabed using powerful fins. Well, such an unusual appearance serves as camouflage to hide from enemies. What do the snow-covered valley in China and videos of beauty bloggers have in common? They all feature palettes. This is real footage, and there is a logical scientific explanation for it. What you see are the deposits of potassium salt. They can be found not only in China, so you can see funny natural palettes in other countries as well. The ponds have different colors because each of them has a different salt content and rate of crystallization. The microorganisms living inside the water change their colors depending on these properties. This is how you get all the shades of the rainbow, from green to red. Have you ever heard about swamp buggies? Yeah, this vehicle even once appeared in an old Bond movie, which was filmed in a swampy area. The swamp buggy was invented in the 40s by a designer from Naples, Florida. It can drive not only on land and swamps, but also on the water. And the people of Naples took advantage of that. Since 1949, they've been holding swamp buggy racing championships in their hometown, and they look more than epic. Who said you need to devote half your life to studying at the academy to create a painting? Art doesn't belong to anyone, and sometimes masterpieces are created by pure accident. It's simple. You mix several shades of acrylic, pour it onto the canvas, and voila! A cool abstract painting is ready. This style is called fluid art, and today it's becoming insanely popular. Admit it, you wanted to try it too, right? Boston Dynamics dogs will no longer surprise anyone. We have something better for you. Meet Cassie, the robot invented by researchers at Oregon State University. Recently, it has become the world's first bipedal robot to cover a distance of 3 miles without recharging its batteries. It did it in just 53 minutes. This included 6 minutes required to get Cassie back on its feet after falling at a turn. A marathon runner may not be impressed by such a result, but for someone who is just starting to run, this is not a bad achievement. Calm down, this is not an act of barbarism. This guy actually helps nature. How are we so sure though? What you see is a large hive of very dangerous Asian giant hornets that exterminates honeybees. This is why it's very harmful to agriculture. We wonder how this daredevil works without protection. Asian hornets have a very painful bite and can even cause an anaphylactic shock. Apparently, this dude has superpowers.
About how long sharks have evolved.
Was it really shark fin, or are we seeing things? Yeah, that's right. Also, this is a tiny pond on a golf course, not the Atlantic Ocean. It's located in the suburb of the Australian city of Loganholme in Carbrook. By the way, the shark in this reservoir is not alone. There are about a dozen of them in there. Those are bull sharks too, one of the most aggressive shark species. But what the hell are they doing there? Of course, this was not part of the plans designed by the golf club management. Sharks came here a long time ago after some floods, and no one was brave enough to remove them. And as you might guess, no one dives to the bottom to get the golf balls. Wait, seriously? Little crabs are born like this? Well, it looks quite real, but most likely this video doesn't show hatching. This crab is simply too big to be a newborn. It probably just climbed into the egg of some animal like a snail, had lunch, and got stuck. Well, the guy who shot this video was in the right place at the right time. Eco-activists constantly complain that trees are being cut down to build more skyscrapers. So in China, they decided to build skyscrapers shaped like trees. How do you like this design? Actually, these are not residential buildings, but the hotel complex which features 6,000 rooms of the highest class located here. Well, most of the year, almost all of these rooms are empty. The hotel is quite pricey, and Sanya simply doesn't attract so many visitors to fill all the buildings. So for a long time, there have been rumors among locals that sooner or later, the stone forest will be demolished. Maybe Munch was inspired by praying mantises when he created his painting The Scream. When you see this footage, this theory does not seem so crazy. Turns out that this is a defensive stance the insect takes when it comes face to face with the enemy. Real rock fans don't drink wine, they prefer whiskey. But if you put such a wine stopper on the bottle, then any drink will take on a hardcore look right away. And at the same time, it'll be saturated with oxygen, like when using a decanter or diffuser. Did you know that if you release a bunch of small fish into an aquarium at once, you will get the most mesmerizing video in the world? See for yourself. True, the fish will not be there for long. As the guy who filmed this video said, these poor guys will later serve as food for larger fish. They say that laziness is the mother of progress. Seems like this is true. Someone was tired of having to constantly move the ladder or climb it, and they came up with this tool for drilling the ceiling. That person is certainly a genius. Mangroves are forests that grow in tropical areas near the seashore. For half a year, these forests are flooded due to strong tides, so you can find marine fauna here, like for example a lot of crabs. Locals often use this for hunting when the tides come out. This is what it looks like. You have to literally dig out crabs from under a thick layer of sand. The poor fellow must have been sure he found a good hiding spot. Alright, the future is officially here. Check out this cool device invented in Germany in order to remove graffiti from any surface in a matter of seconds. No water, no cleaning products, or long hours of exhausting work. All thanks to the special technology of vacuum blasting. You won't even need a special suit either. Also, the device will remove only what you need. As you can see, the paint on the wall remained intact. Guys, great news! Elvis is alive, and he lives in Latin America. No, seriously, just check this out. It's a long wattled umbrella bird that's considered an endangered species now. You probably noticed it is unusual not only because of its hairstyle, but also because of the long black thing hanging from its neck. The males use it to attract females. By the way, only the males have the characteristic hairstyle of the king of rock and roll. Why is this dude pulling a watermelon out of the water? And why does it look so weird? Believe it or not, this is an unusual way of fishing. A bunch of sharp sticks are put into the watermelon, the bait stays inside, and then it's lowered into the water. Various animals are lured inside. Turtles, crabs, and fish, well, they can no longer get out. The tips of the sticks are pointed right at them. It may look like an ordinary car, which can hardly drive at a decent speed, but don't be fooled. Bruce Willis would be happy to have it, because this is probably the first car in the world with a flamethrower. It was made by an ordinary guy from a southern Russian town. We don't know why he doesn't work in Hollywood yet. Well, did this traffic light give you a panic attack? You're probably wondering how anyone can cross the road with this kind of traffic control. The thing is, it's not a traffic light at all. Well, to be more precise, it doesn't actually regulate traffic. This is a sculpture well known among tourists in London. It's made of a bunch of identical traffic lights, and it's somewhat reminiscent of the plane tree common in this area. And yes, sometimes people do confuse it with a real traffic light. Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.